Hello and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. In this episode, we're gonna work on some of our traffic issues. We've noticed a few of these in the last episode, and there's definitely more areas we can look at. If we come in here and look under the traffic layer. So wherever the road is red is where we need to look at for traffic. So we can see here, this road between Alexandria and Mesquite is pretty bad. And if we just keep looking around, we'll probably find a few more, such as this road coming into Lexington. That's pretty bad. And the one that we tried fixing before, the road between Clearwater and Alexandria. And it looks like even this main street here is having some traffic issues. So our goal today is to hopefully sort most of those out. We'll start over here where we're gonna delete this road. We should probably pause. We're gonna delete that road coming in and figure out a new way to connect it. Because when we did this before, we ran into some issues. So we'll want to try to bring it across the train track here. That doesn't look too great. Even if we change the bridge, it doesn't look good. So we'll try to get something more like this. And it'll probably come into a much steeper incline as it meets up here at this intersection. But I'd still much rather have this than what we had before. And we can hit play, and hopefully most of this traffic will just roll straight through, since they can now use both lanes. And I think we're gonna upgrade this street all the way through to this axis here. This is sort of the main road that runs this way through the city. So we'll have to come back and see if we need to upgrade that one eventually. But hopefully this traffic will start to even out with more lane options. Here's another thing I just noticed. We're probably going to want to fix that. Whatever that little intersection was just isn't going to work. And hopefully we can get a better one just by doing that. And then we can have, if it really wants a connection, we can do that. Just so that this space here isn't so tiny. But we'll let that go. We'll let that traffic sort of process. And we'll move on from there. And so then we'll move over to the neighbor, Alexandria, where this whole situation is a little bit of an issue right now. I'm not too sure how to best tackle it. We do have two roads coming into one, so if we can, let's see if we can just double that until we get the rest of these trucks out, and then maybe we can move this road depot to a better place where we don't get this really tiny section of road between two intersections. Because that's really what the main cause of a lot of this traffic is. It's usually these conditions. Alright, so we've let all this traffic here clear up, and now we can come in and move this road depot a little bit over so that we get slightly more reasonable margins here for the road. And as we were doing that, we have a bunch of traffic piled up here. And I think, yeah, this is bad too. All of this pretty much leading all the way back to the city of Alexandria. We're gonna need to figure out how to fix this. So first of all, I think to fix this, we're gonna pause. We're gonna need to get rid of this crossover. We need to come up with a way where these cars aren't gonna get stopped by the train here. So we're going to come in, grab a medium street, and if we do this right, hopefully we can sort of force it to draw a bridge, or a tunnel, I mean. We might have to cut it back just a little bit more. So we'll come back to this intersection here. And then we will lower this slope pretty much until we get a bridge. So this looks a little bit better. If I go one more steeper, we can probably pull it back closer. And then we should be able to just connect it back up. If we pull this back more, we can get a little bit more natural looking road. There we go. And then connect it there. So that should help clear up the traffic coming into the city. Although there seems to be a clear demand to go between these two. So I think we should add a highway. So to do that, we'll need a good spot for it to come off of. And we'll probably do it here, right outside of the tunnel. We'll bring this, and for a little bit it will sort of follow this road, but then it'll pretty much head straight over to Alexandria. And what we want to do is we'll pause again, delete some of this road, and we'll want to do the same thing over here, where I think this train crossing is causing us a lot of issues. So if we can get this to cooperate, maybe get rid of that road, bring it this way and lower it down a bit, we can get a highway there and have it connect up here. Now we have this main road that comes right into Alexandria, and then we can come in and connect the rest of these roads up to it. We'll connect these two roads that we cut off with, one there, and then we can make sort of a four-way intersection here, so that these trucks aren't too far away from connecting back to Alexandria, because they are still receiving grain from the farm down here by the river. So It looks a little messy right now, but I think once the city begins to grow again to fill in all of this space that we destroyed, we will start to see it look a lot more natural. So we'll just sort of complete some of this up by connecting that. And maybe even over here will help by adding another crossing. Just like this. And it might even be worth it just to add another one here if it will let us. But I don't think it will because these tracks are pretty raised up. Yeah, it doesn't... Well... We'll just leave it for now. I think what we have is fine. So now, most of the traffic, if we come here, looks like it's pretty much clearing up in Alexandria. And coming back over here, all of this traffic has pretty much cleared itself up. We are getting a little bit here, but this doesn't look too concerning. It's not building up really bad or anything. So I'm okay with leaving it like this for now. And now the last area of trouble we sort of identified was coming into Lexington. Something definitely needs to change here, as this road just has way too many people waiting on it. And some of it is still dirt roads, which at this point in 1958 should probably be upgraded. So I think after looking at this for a while, if we come in here and look at our destinations layer, we can see the split causing this traffic on this road is almost half and half between Victorville and Tucson. So I think what we might need is just another road connecting here so that Victorville has an easy way to come into the city, and then Tucson has its own way to come into the city. That might not be a too long-term solution, but it'll definitely ease up a lot of the traffic at this intersection here. And then we're gonna come in and just upgrade this road pretty much all the way back to Tucson, just so it has like an actual road between them. And then we'll come do the same out of Victorville. So I know most of the time just throwing in more lanes isn't usually the solution, but hopefully with less input coming from Victorville, all of this traffic will be able to squeeze in better into Lexington. Another way I think we could help with this problem is by making sort of where it comes in a four-way intersection so that residents have multiple ways to get into the city. So we'll actually delete this again, and we'll connect up here. So now we can see the options coming in is all three directions instead of just two, where especially almost no one would come in this way. And I believe if we wanted to, no, we can't upgrade this again, but we'll let this run for a little bit and see if that fixes our issue. Alright, so I've come in here and done some pretty drastic redevelopment just so that we can get the most out of this road by allowing both lanes to come in here. Because if everyone wants to turn left here, the cars are never going to go in the right lane. They're all going to shift to the left lane, as you sort of see back here, because eventually they're going to have to turn left. So if we make it so that we have another large road that comes into a little bit more central area, when they get to the end here, they have the option to go either way, and no matter which way they go is a pretty developed area, so that will hopefully spread out the amount of traffic using a single road throughout the city. And I think it's starting to work, as we see the traffic is sort of back here instead of all the way up here at this intersection. And we definitely see cars using this new road that we built. And I think the city will pretty much refill in this whole area as it attempts to grow back to its target population. We can also see all the trucks here are piled up because they were stuck in traffic, and hopefully that'll fix itself. And overall, I think that'll make this whole process a lot smoother. One thing I don't like particularly is this road and what it's doing, so we'll just quickly make this one smooth curve. And this is a bit windy, but that's fine. So after doing one last checkup on all of the new stuff we've added, I came to Mesquite and realized we definitely did not do this right. Because this is sort of the main road coming in and out of the city, everyone's going to use it. And of course, we should definitely upgrade this to, I'm going to use this 6-lane road. It might be a bit overkill, but if you look at the point where they come in, the cars could come really from any spot or direction in this city, and you can see where the traffic's going. They want to come in from straight on, and this side, not too many cars from this side, but this should just help it become a little bit easier. And then I think making this a 2-lane road down to here would be a good idea. And hopefully we'll see this sort itself out. Everywhere else is fine. I've gone through, checked the rest of the map, and we don't really have any other traffic issues. The ones we fixed last episode are all cleared up here. So I don't think there's really anywhere else left except for this intersection here in Mesquite. But hopefully a lot of the new traffic will start to recognize that this road's faster because it has more lanes, and hopefully they'll sort of redirect. Instead of coming up this street and over, they'll come up this street. But that's pretty much going to be all for this episode. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any feedback or suggestions, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.